Hi folks, I'm back again with another mini album project share. This was a album that I had purchased at Tuesday Mornings. It was a Maya Rhodes pre-built chipboard cover with a little 3-ring chipboard pages on the inside. Completely out of my norm, but I challenged myself and I created a really pretty shabby chic, since I haven't done those in a while, a shabby chic mini album with no pink, folks. For the first time I made something without pink in it. I was really surprised. For this album, I used a paper pad from Kaiser called Madame Boutique, and believe it or not, I didn't use much. I did use all the cut-aparts, all 4 sheets of them. I mean, there was 4 sheets. I used half-C's of most of my paper, so I have quite a bit left, which I'm kind of excited about because I will be probably making some cards out of this. But it is a beautiful paper pad, very shabby chic. It's got the mustards and the mint and the browns and the creams in it. Just beautiful. So this is the album, and the front cover, I just used one of the cut-aparts. It says, "A moment lasts all of a second, but the memory lives on forever." I did glossy accent a few pieces. I used a lot of fun lace that I had to fussy cut that too, folks. And then I individually glued rhinestones. You can see a little bit of the shimmer, which I will, once it's completely set, because it's only been a few hours, I actually take my little powder embossing tool right over the top of that. This was the paper I used for the spine and the cover. This beautiful word paper. Beautiful lace. This was a Martha Stewart lace that I got Tuesday Mornings last year. Same with this border lace. And I used a little bit of twine here and some flower appliques that I had to also fussy cut out. A lot of these little pearl rhinestones. These came from Dollar Tree. I'm trying to use my stash. So this actually on the back, also one of the cut-aparts with another flower. And I used this beautiful trim right here. For the closure, I did make it a magnet closure. There's a piece of lace over the magnet. I did not cover that part, but I didn't think it mattered. This album is very difficult to show, so you're going to bear with me because it's very bulky. Of course, I over-embellished, as I usually do, hence the closure, because I wanted to be able to close it. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. So we're going to go in. I'm not going to put the cut-aparts all back in if I can't. Here was a cut-apart that I just ink distressed everything with tea. Tea Distress Ink from Tim Holtz. I think it's called tea or something. It's tea, I know that. I wanted it to look really, really old. I also ink distressed all of the lace with the same ink. I wanted it, like I said, to look very vintage and shabby chic and very old. I'm not used to this 3-ring system, so this was very new to me. Of course, I got to do the pages outside of the book, which hence why it's so bulky, but that's okay. You can still put photos in this if you wanted. The collection, like I said, had 4 sheets of cut-aparts, so of course I just used some lace. These were tags that I made. I used a die cut here, and all these little pieces were actually in the collection. So this was in the collection, so was this cute little arrow, and I just thought how fun, and I glossy accented some of the images on some of the tags. Then on this page right here, I made a belly band, and I used lace to do both ends, and then this little lace part as a stopper because I really didn't want it to come out. And of course, again, with another one of the cut-aparts that I made. Love this. I love how these little stoppers ended up turning out. This was one of the cut-aparts as well. All the tags besides the cut-aparts are things I cut out of the paper. Beautiful lace trim here. This was underneath is that border that came with the cut-aparts, and again with a stopper. Each page is different. Some of them are kind of similar. I was doing what I could with the size of the album, as well as because it's the dimensions of it, and with what I had, the cut-aparts that I had. This is also one of those border strips here with the lace, and one of those is a stopper. The little flowers poses great little stoppers. See, it just stops it and holds it right into place. Of course, Lancey's going to make an appearance, and maybe Boo Boo will too. I don't know yet. This paper was just gorgeous, and I didn't want to cover this whole side, so I left this side blank to add a photo or to add something to, and then of course a flower here. This is a cut-apart, and I also made it into a pocket over the top of a pocket because I had these itty-bitty tiny cut-aparts I thought were really cute, so I made that into a little pocket. And then this was also a cut-apart that was a tag that I just attached a lacy flower to. Just loved that. This is the center of the book. The book has 6 pages, and these are chipboards. They're very heavy. I did distress with my Tim Holtz distressor to shabby up the edges of the paper as well, and then ink distress them. This is one of the cut-aparts that I turned into a pocket. Here's one of the cute little cut-aparts that says date. And then this, of course, the littler tags that I made. And again, with that beautiful lace, I fussy cut out all the little bits and pieces. It's just so pretty. Another one of the cut-aparts, turned it into a little tuck spot here with one of the tags with that beautiful copper foiling. It's not gold, it's copper. It's so pretty. And this is one of the cut-aparts again that I glossy accented. So that was really pretty. Love this mustard. You know, like I said, I didn't use pink, folks. Pretty proud of myself. Another one of these glossy pages that are just to die for with all the doily looking pieces onto them. Left this one blank, put just a flower there. Again with the lacy trim, and you can't really tell because the paper is so pale, but the sentiment reads, memory is a way of holding on to the things you love, the things you are, the things you are, the things you never want to lose. Thought that was absolutely gorgeous, beautiful saying, and of course turned it into a pocket, and these were also cut-aparts from the collection that I just put into the pocket. Then we get to this page, and I see again with that foiling, it's so pretty. Same thing, belly band, side pockets, and then of course the flower stoppers. I loved the way this turned out, so that way they don't fly out of the book. You know, I can literally move the book around and they're not going to fly out. So look how pretty that paper is. It's got like the mustards, the mints, and the creams, and a little bit of that beige color in there, that craft color. Just turned out so pretty. These are the last two pages. Again, another belly band, just because I had 6 of these little borders, so I wanted to use them everything up as possible into this book. I really love, I even E6000 every single rhinestone separate, so that way they do not come off. Then right here, this is one of the cut-aparts, and so is this little brown piece underneath, and I just, of course, added some lace and a flower to bind these two together to create a fun pocket, because this, like I said, the album was shaped so different that I had a heck of a time trying to figure it out, so I was getting creative. This pocket also holds a tag. This is one of the cut-aparts that I just glossy accented, and this as well is one of the cut-aparts that I glossy accented. So they all just sit beautifully nestled into this little pocket area here, and I just love how that looks. It's just turned out so beautiful. And then of course my cording. I did ink to stress as much as I could both sides of the lace. That was an afterthought after I glued it down. So that was a lot of fun. If I ever do one of these again, I will not do that. I will glue them after. And then, of course, it just magnets closed with this cute little magnet closure here. And it's pretty thick. But, you know, you could still add photos because they do give that gusset. So you could fit quite a few things on the pages and in the pockets without making it even thicker, because all the rhinestones actually thicken it up quite a bit. But what a beautiful project. I really enjoyed this. It took quite a long time for me because I had to take the pages out and stencil around them to create the actual border pages and then cut them down a little bit smaller. I don't have a scan and cut or anything of that nature, so it was all done by scratch. So there it is, folks. I just wanted to share how pretty this turned out, and I didn't use pink. Yay! And these fun pads are great. I love Kaiser Craft because you get 6.5 by 6.5, first of all. So when I'm doing mini albums, this is great because I can make slightly larger than a 6 by 6. And I like that it has 4 pages of cut-aparts, ephemera. So it kind of all has the things to go with it. Sometimes you can buy ephemera packs separate if you're using more. So pretty awesome collections from Kaiser Craft. This was an older one, but again, I love it. And it's called Madame Boutique. I've only seen one other mini album built out of it, and the lady didn't like the paper. And it was when it came out, like 2013 or something. But this is popular now with the shabby chicness and the mandalas and things like that. So I think, you know, these are all popular right now. So I'm glad I busted this out to play with it. So folks, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. I should be getting my design team kit next. I'm really excited. Have a great day, folks.